So welcome back. I thought I'd do my first official car video. So the Audi TT features 17-inch alloys from the start, factory of course. Nice slim sleek lines, pretty low to the ground for a nice stance. It's a reasonably priced sports car for those who are interested in that type of thing. I mean, you don't exactly buy a sports car for practicality, let's be honest. Been an owner for around 15 months now. I've got a couple of things I like and dislike, which you'll see on in the video. So, let's get on, shall we? Like similar Audis, this one features the well-known TFSI engine, or the turbocharged fuel stratified injection, the abbreviated version. It's a reliable, decent car. I haven't really had many problems with it yet. Now I can finally insure something bigger. I want a big fat juicy V8. I've had this for about a year now. Don't get me wrong, I do like it. The Audi TT, the Mark IIs are getting on quite a little bit now. They've been around for about 17, 18 years. Unfortunately, this is only front wheel drive. Me being stupid, I didn't get the Quattro version. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Quattro version is only all-wheel drive when it detects slip on the front wheel side. So, the modifications I've done to this are basically I've got a stage 2 map on it, I've got a ram head intake, and I've got a turbo back quad exit exhaust. At the moment it's only pushing around 280 brake. 448 newton meters of torque, if I'm remembering it right. So far, touch wood, I haven't actually had to do anything proper to it, other than me basically making the coolant explode a few weeks ago because I was pushing it too hard. But other than that, it's been a pretty reliable car. I haven't had to do anything to it. The only thing I've got going wrong with it at the moment, if you take a look down there, I get quite a lot of water. Well, I say quite a lot. It's just a bit of condensation on water seeping up through the carpets. It's quite a big pain in the ass, to be honest, because every time I leave the car, if it's not spotless outside, condensation fills up the windows. The exhaust may be a little too loud. It's not straight pipe, obviously, but I wouldn't be that obnoxious. I couldn't have something that loud. I'm not sure the GoPro will be able to pick up the sound perfectly. I mean, it's only a 4-cylinder. Some 4-cylinders sound good, some don't. Yeah, the roads in the UK are just absolutely shocking. I mean, we're paying road tax for our cars to be kept on the road, but the roads aren't even suitable for the majority of the cars. It's just an absolute joke. For enough of me rambling on, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to go for on my next car. I do like the Nissan 370Zs or the Jaguar XKs, the 4.2 litre V8s. I mean, there's so much to choose from. I'm not going to rush into it because I want to make sure I've got a few things ticked off before I buy the car. I need to have something that's very reliable, or at least reliable in that sense. Plenty of power, rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and a nice big 6-cylinder or 8-cylinder engine. We'll have to see what happens. I think this is the first video I've actually done where it's not dark. Obviously the sun sets now in the west, but we've still got a bit of light left. Let's just see what we can get out of it. Driving for a living, you'd think I'd be tired of driving all the time, but I'm actually not. I do usually run this car on super unleaded. I can't say that I can notice a difference. I think it'll give you a couple of extra horses, but you probably won't even notice. Gearbox on this has got a really nice throw, to be fair. Nice and short. not the tightest, but it is what it is. The only thing that I'm not a big fan of with this car, visibility isn't the greatest. It's quite short from the top to bottom with visibility. But other than that, just kind of get on with it after a while. I mean, is any car perfect? Everyone's got their own definition for perfection. One car I think is pretty much perfect in my opinion. A lot of people will disagree. I'd probably have to say the Ford Mustang. Not the EcoBoost. That's just, nobody talks about that because it's just useless. You don't buy a Mustang for a 2-point-something litre engine. You buy it for a big fat 5-litre V8. Positives I'd say about the car, it's actually quite comfy on the inside. Oh, I don't have the heated seats, but the buttons are there. They just need, I don't know what it is you need to make them work. It's a bit useless to be honest, I know, but I'm not going to moan about it. Steering is nice and light, no center console infotainment system, obviously because it's quite old now. I mean, I could just put a new one in there eventually, but I'm probably not going to spend any more money on this car. I spent quite a lot on it already. But I mean, that's the thing you do. If you like cars, you're willing to spend the money on them. It's your pride and joy at the end of the day. Fuel consumption, I'm pretty much getting around 23 to 28 miles per gallon. That's driving urban areas like city, etc, etc. When I'm driving on the motorway, for example, I get around 45, 40 mpg, which isn't that bad considering it's pretty much an old car now. But the back seats on this car are pretty much absolutely useless. Unless your child is a stick figure, you ain't getting anybody in the back. Unless it's a dead body. They're not going to object. So, that was my first car video. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. Try not to be a little too harsh on me.